Okay, we are recording. Okay, welcome everybody. This is Arlene. You are on the Brits of Monat, or some of the Brits, and we are waiting for some of the other people to jump on. Hopefully they can still make it, but we have very cool individuals, or very good individuals on this call, because they are some of the leaders that are coming up in the UK, which just launched in May 2018. So I'm going to just start with Rosina. And Rosina is just cusping on reaching the market mentor level, which I'll let you explain when you get there, okay? So go for it, Rosina.
Hi, I'm Rosina Fielding. And yes, as you said, I'm AMM, which means that I'm one level away from market mentor, which in the UK means I'm one level away from being a founder, which is pretty cool. So I'm a success coach and brand expert. And so I've been running my own business actually for about 15 years. And I've been in the branding, marketing and publishing space for all that time. And more recently, I trained to be a coach because I was looking for something that was going to give me more time freedom, because I've got 2 kids. So I've been at home with my kids, working from home. It was very important for me to have that freedom of being able to work from anywhere, because I also had some experience in the corporate world. But once my daughter was born 15 years ago, I set up my own business, and I was so excited I could work in coffee shops and all that kind of thing. But it wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. And I ended up running 3 businesses and 2 young kids. You can imagine it was very, very hard work. So about 5 years ago, I decided, right, I'm going to be a coach. I know this is going to be a much easier business model. And I trained as a coach, and I absolutely love the work that I do. I help people to create better success in their lives and to get themselves out there, increase their visibility online. And I love it. But I didn't like the time for money trading that I was having to do. I didn't like having to schedule people, and I didn't like how exhausting and draining I was finding it to be working with so many clients every day. Because the idea was that I was going to have more freedom, and I didn't have more freedom. So at the beginning of 2017, last January, I decided that I was going to create passive income streams, whatever that was going to be. And I looked into ways in which I could start packaging up my expertise. And I worked with a coach or 2 along the way to package my expertise in the form of online courses. And then I started writing a book, and I wrote the first draft of my book. I created funnels, and I had all these things in place that I thought were going to just make my life so much easier. And then at the beginning of this year, I was reassessing. I was thinking, last year was just not easier, because I was also running my coaching business, and I was also trying to create these income streams. And I was just ending up working many, many more hours. So I was just, one day when I was working on my book, I was thinking, what if I could just have a business that I could run from my phone, and I could just run from anywhere, where I could just spend my time doing what I really love doing, which is going around talking to people, spending time in nice places, being in London, and not having to be at my desk working with people all the time. And I was really getting excited, because I knew that there must be something out there that I could use, that would be the perfect thing for this, but I had no idea what it would be. And then one of my old business coaches, I've been talking to her a little bit about passive income streams, and she messaged me and she said, oh my gosh, this most exciting opportunity is coming to the UK. We've got to have a call. And so I was in Barcelona celebrating my daughter's 15th birthday. We'd taken her there, a lovely, gorgeous holiday. It was gorgeous and sunny. And I was staying at the W Hotel. I was at the W Hotel when I had this conversation. And, there were palm trees and sunshine, and I was in the mood for freedom. I was thinking I could live like this forever.
I totally hear you, because I used to live in Barcelona for 5 years. And my daughter was born there, so I totally get it. Yes, it is amazing.
I love Barcelona, and I'm trying to learn Spanish. She's very good at Spanish, and so I had the call in the right place for me, because I was already in that mood. I was already feeling like, yes, I really want to do this, and for me it was a total no-brainer, because I knew her and I trusted her. And I've known her for maybe about 5 years, because she was one of my original coaching training mentors. And so she had the know, like, trust factor for me. And I didn't know much about the products, I have to say, because we couldn't test the products at that time. It took us a while to receive them. And I went on the trust of my relationship with her. And one of the things that she told me was that they were leveraging social media using attraction marketing. And I don't know about you, but I don't like having to go out networking. I used to do it a lot. I don't like having to leave the house and doing all that stuff where you're talking to people. And I like the idea of being able to do it online. And so I was already using attraction marketing to find clients for my coaching business. And the thought of just using kind of the same techniques and telling my story and all that sort of thing and being able to make a residual income stream was very, very appealing. And so I totally jumped into it. And actually, in the few weeks before the launch, because that was the middle of February, and we were launching on the 1st of May, without even having the products to sell, I quadruple ranked to MMB, which was pretty cool, which meant I was on stage at the launch with Holly and Hilary as well. And we were all on stage. And it was a very exciting time because I really didn't know a lot about the business model, about the business, about the products and things, but I'd already developed that know, like, and trust. And I think that's a really important thing to think about. Who are the people who trust you? And
so sorry, again, you actually, before you got any products, you ranked up 4 times because people.
No, we did get the products. So as soon as I started, I did start using the products, and I didn't know what I was going to think, but actually I loved them.
Okay.
I mean, what's not to love? So I got the big box and I had all the products to play with, and it was great. So I was able to talk to people from that place of trying them.
Nice.
But I'm just saying that it wasn't initially about the products, but then it became about the products later.
Yeah, isn't that
nice? Yeah. And so we were able to start selling the products from the 1st of May, basically. And it was just a very exciting time. The teams were growing, and it was just a very, very exciting time where we could sort of really start to build it. And I think that one of the things that kept me going was mindset. It was just not thinking about other people's opinions. And obviously people are going to be negative sometimes about a new business model or about network marketing. But for me, it was about keeping in my own lane, keeping my eyes on the goal, and staying positive. And if anyone said anything negative to me, I would say, tell me that later. I'm not available for that right now. I'm just focusing on my goal. And I think that for me was one of the keys that actually got me there.
I love it. So what have you found being involved now? Because it's been a few months.
It's been a few months, yes.
So what have you found?
First of all, I have to say, I had no idea the community was going to be so amazing, that it was going to be so supportive, because I've been in a community like this before in the coaching world, which I really love. But the thought of being able to be in this community and to make money instead of spending money on the community like this, and everybody is working together and supporting each other. So some of us are doing cross team trainings, like on a Monday night. Hilary and Holly and I are doing, and some others are doing some cross team training, which is incredible. I mean, where do you get that kind of thing in another company?
Oh, I'd love to join that. That sounds like fun.
And we've all become really good friends and everything. It's been just a really lovely community, both in the States with my upline and my team, and in the corporate team and the UK team. I've landed on my feet. It's been incredible. Secondly, the products. I had no idea the products would be so good, and I'm loving testing out the different ones and seeing what works best. My daughter's loving the products. She's 15, a very picky teenager with long hair, and she's loving the products. And so that's another thing. I love the energy that's pushing us forwards, because everybody's working together. And it's kind of like infectious. It's kind of like we all want to be doing it together, because we're all sort of buzzing off each other, if you see what I mean. And there's so many people to reach out to. I mean, I'm always reaching out to somebody, or someone's reaching out to me, and we're helping each other and giving advice. And it doesn't really matter that much whether people are on the same team or not. It's just across Monat, really.
Yes, that's right. If people actually look at the populations of each region of the world that we're in right now, Canada, US, UK, they look at the actual amount of market partners that are actually working it, it's still ground floor, believe it or not, for some people.
Is it really? Yeah.
So what would you say to a skeptical person?
Am I skeptical?
No, what would you say to a skeptical person?
Oh, what I'm
watching this?
Okay, so my tip for people who are skeptical is that you should have a look at it and then trust your intuition and then make a quick decision, because I think that most of us don't listen to our own intuition enough, and really whether it's going to be the right thing or not. And maybe you have a couple of questions and things, but really and I think people who sit on the fence for a very long time, just go and do something else, because you need to make a fast decision, because this is quite a fast moving, well, it's certainly in the UK, it seems like a fast paced kind of a business, where the people who are achieving are the ones who are making quick decisions and just going for it. and building that momentum. And yes, there are people joining who are a little bit sort of sitting on the fence and things, but I would say go with that energy, because the energy is really, really powerful. And become part of that energy.
Yeah, they can learn. They can learn to have. They have to learn to develop their skills at any level of this.
So any of the skills that people don't have to do this and to be ranking and things, people can learn. It's totally possible to learn any of them. I love that. To be willing to learn that. Yeah.
Yes, I love that you're working cross-line too. That's a very smart thing to do for all you guys. Okay, so thank you so much, Rosina, for sharing your experience.
You're welcome.
It's awesome to have you join us, because I love your post too. So the next person I'm going to have jump on is actually Adele. Yoga with Adele. Are you ready? Okay, go for it, my friend. I'm going to unmute you.
Hi, guys. My name's Adele Derbyshire. And I have been in the company from about the end of April, so it was just before the window closed for the double founder share opportunity, right at the end of April, just before the beginning of May, just before the launch. So it was a really exciting time to join. There was a lot of momentum in the UK with the launch party and things like that. So my story is, I am somebody that did the traditional thing of go to school, get good grades, get a good job, don't really know what you want to do, so get encouraged to go into sort of a corporate job, banking, insurance, that kind of thing, and then stay there forever until you retire. So I've been in my corporate job for 26 years, so a long time, and that was all I knew. That was the only world that I knew, and it feels like that job is going to last you forever, and then that's all you need. It's just a stable income, if you like. You think of it as security. But then a few years back, the company went up for sale, and it was a real shock. It was a real kind of well, that company isn't going to pay my bills, my mortgage anymore. Surely they have to. That's literally how I felt. They've employed me for this long. They can't just go, oh, no, thanks very much, see you later. But they can. It turns out they can. So I started to think, well, if this happens, what am I going to do? What do I like doing? Do I want to just float into another job that doesn't sort of light me on fire, doesn't make me get up every day and just want to go to work, kind of thing? So I started to look at what I enjoyed doing, and the only thing that I could think of that I loved doing and would do it for free was yoga. So I would do yoga morning, noon and night, and I do yoga morning, noon and night, because it's not all about the physical. A lot of it is about the mindset. So practicing that is what I wanted to do. So I went and did a teacher training course that took me 3.5 years with the British Wheel of Yoga. Turns out they didn't sell my company. They sort of retracted the deal, so I'm still there. Looks like it's happening again next year, though, so these things never go away. So meanwhile, I've sort of been working on building my yoga business. Got to about April this year, where I was thinking, my birthday's in April, and I was thinking, right, what am I going to do this year that's different? Because I've been teaching yoga a little bit each night on my days off, earning a little bit of money, but not that much. And I either want to make a go of this or just do it as a bit of a hobby and just keep it as a sideline. So I was looking around for some business and marketing mentorship, if you like, and looking into what that would take to really change the level of my business and the income that I was getting and learn all these new skills. And I found a lady called Dawn, who is a well-respected business and marketing coach and has proven success and charges clients thousands of pounds to do a full year's worth of training and get the business off the ground. And I was thinking, how am I going to pay for that? That's what I kind of need. And then she presented me with this opportunity of Monat, because she just discovered it. And she said, I've got something a bit different here. So I wasn't out there looking for a shampoo business, like who is. I was looking for a solution to a problem, which was, I need business training. I have never run a business. I don't know what I'm doing. It's going to take me a long time to learn these skills. And I need to look at somebody who's got a proven track record and learn from them. And by joining her team and by joining this business, I got access to her. I got access to those skills. I got access to learning how to run a business, basically for free. So that seemed like a real sensible thing to do, and it was. So, and not only, when I described it on a Facebook Live I did the other day, like peeking behind the door. So, but looking outside, looking in, I was like, oh, I'm not sure, is it going to be? And I took a little while, only a few weeks, but just to decide to jump in. And the thing that made me jump in was like, do you know what? It's not like I'm paying £7,000. I was paying a few £100. Sorry, British slang, a few £100 to just buy a box of hair products. And also there was a 30-day money back guarantee. So it's like, do you know what? If these products are rubbish and I don't like them, I can just go, thanks, tried them for a month. I've got some free products, and I'll call it a day. So I jumped in, and then once I peeked behind the door, because then I jumped in and I was in, I found that there wasn't just Dawn, but there was Dawn, there was Rosina, there was just like so many people who were business coaches in all different fields. So there's like branding experts, there's marketing experts, there's social media experts, there's mindset, there's coach. It's just like an unbelievable wealth of business and marketing information that is just given to you freely because they want you to succeed in this business. So if you've got a little passion somewhere else, you just transfer the knowledge and just build the two together and just make it aligned.
Yeah,
So
that's really awesome when you say that, because as you say, you guys are all working cross-line, so the information is being shared, right? So that's really exciting, actually. So that's really smart. Thank you for translating the quid.
Yeah. And the
really
reason
smart.
is,
if it's like you say, if someone's actually looking for an opportunity in terms of business and marketing, this is a great way to do it with such a low investment.
Really low investment. Yeah, I mean, it's not even an investment because you get your hair products, it is an investment, but you're not paying just to join to get the skills. What you pay for, you get in products. So you're buying hair products, and to me, I feel like I get all this other stuff free, and I just can't believe that this is a thing.
Yep.
So
it's awesome. So what would you say to a skeptical person?
Well, like I've just said, really, I think I was skeptical. So I'm somebody from a corporate job who's like just worked in this bubble for this long that I've heard about network marketing and things and just thought, oh, it's a bit scammy, it's a pyramid scheme, all that sort of stuff. Because I didn't know anything.
How did you get over the pyramid scam thing? This is a good question.
Well, yeah, I didn't know what one was. I had a feeling that it was a bad thing, and so when as soon as I asked that straight away to the people in the business who'd introduced me to it, and as soon as I had it explained, that what is a pyramid? A pyramid's just like somebody at the top, and there's some like any organization, everything's a pyramid, and a technically pyramid scheme is the bad thing that's been described as one. They doesn't have a product, it is a scam. Yep. This is not. This is like a genuine product, scientifically backed and proven to work, and it does. And then just basically just thought, like I said, it was 30-day money back guarantee. I'll try it myself, because you can't decide anything until you just try things for yourself. So
yeah. I think you hit on a really important point in terms of like, if it is a legitimate company, and people need to look past the fact that it is a multi-level marketing company and look into the actual individuals involved, because we have a scientific advisory board with respected world-renowned scientists who if you use your common sense, you'll know that they would never involve themselves in something illegal with their reputations. So it's a very powerful point that you brought up there. So that's really awesome that you said that. Is there anything else you want to add before we switch up to our next speaker?
Now, well, just the fact that why would you do something? Why? I mean, apart from just the skills, the fact that I'm wanting to do a yoga business, it's the passive income thing that Rosina hit on. Because if I write a business case down for how many classes I'm going to have to teach to replace my corporate income, it's going to leave me burnt out. It would be like 30 classes a week or something. Number one, it's difficult to find that many classes and rooms available and all the rest of it. And number two, it would take away from the enjoyment of what I love doing. I want to be able to work when I want, and just to do that because I love it, and not to be like, oh God, I've got to go and do my 5th class today because I have to make ends meet. So it's good to have an extra stream of income so that you can just keep that fresh energy and that love for what you want to do.
Yeah, I love that. That is a really good point. I don't even know if I can add to that. That's really awesome. Okay, Adele, thank you so much for joining the call. I'm going to put a namaste to you, my friend. I'm going to bring on Holly Wire. Oh my gosh. Okay, Holly Wire, would you like to share your experience, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, thank you so much for having me on here. And I do apologise in advance if I get interrupted, by the way, because I've got a very loud family here. So all here for Sunday lunch.
Thank you for letting us know.
I apologise in advance if someone comes in and beckons me.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm Holly. I have been in this business since day one of it coming to the UK. Since day one of pre-launch, actually. I actually joined the very first day that you could. I think it was the 13th of February. And so my background, I think I call myself like a serial job changer. I've worn so many different hats. I've trained as a professional dancer. I did that for a little while. Then I trained as a personal trainer. I worked in gyms. I did all that kind of thing for a little while. Then I did some kind of like office temping stuff, you know, in between, as everyone does, and promo work. And then I started my own business. I actually bought a franchise, baby swimming business. So I always knew that I wanted to run my own business. They're quite dissimilar to Adele, quite the opposite. I knew I didn't want to work for myself. Wasn't interested in security or anything like that. I just was interested in doing my own thing, being my own boss. But to do that, so I was running my own swimming business, and I did that for about 3.5 years. And then it got to about sort of this time last year, and I was thinking, I want a new challenge. I want additional revenue streams. I wanted residual income. And so about 18 months ago, I started an Amazon business. So I'd started working with a business coach, and I learned how to private label and brand a product to sell on Amazon. And I did that. And it was a lot of back work, you know, behind the scenes. But then, you know, all of a sudden this product was like selling loads on Amazon in the US. It was like residual. And all of a sudden I was like making quite a lot of money for a couple of months. Then all of a sudden, one bad review, whole thing kind of wiped out from underneath me.
Was it hair care? Just curious.
Is it what, sorry?
Was it hair care?
No. It was a tea, a detox tea.
Interesting. Okay, carry on.
Yeah. And so I was kind of like, you know, dipping my toes in the residual income, the online revenue stream kind of world. But what I realized was that was very unstable. It's great, but that's not a side business. That is like a full on, you've got to focus on it all the time, and you've got to have a lot of capital. You've got to have a lot to, one, learn how to do it and to keep up with how Amazon's changing all the time, and also to invest in inventory all the time. So I had this one business that was meant to be residual, but was just kind of like taking a lot of money and was doing really well at one point, and then the rug was kind of pulled under me, and it was then doing very, very average. And then I had my baby swimming business, which again, I had to fork out a lot of money to get started. I was spending a lot of money on Facebook ads to get new customers in. And I had staff that I had to pay a lot of money to. I had a lot of outgoing. So the turnover was great. And I made a decent wage, but I had huge outgoing. So I was thinking, I really was keeping my eyes open to something else. And honestly, network marketing was never on my radar. I've been approached by a couple of other companies before. It had never felt right for me. So I didn't know what's
the differentiator that from those ones to the one that you were presented with this one?
So I think there were kind of two main differences. So one was the product. The ones that I'd previously seen, because I was interested. So meanwhile as well, last year, I also retrained as a health coach, because that's what I was thinking I was going to do. I was going to sell my swimming business and be a health coach, which had always been a passion of mine anyway. And a lot of the ones that I'd seen, the product were like health products. I thought they weren't ones that I could get behind as a health coach, because they were kind of diet products. And I just didn't like the way it was being done. That was the second thing. So the product was never right for me in all the ones I'd seen. And then the second one was the way they were being done. I found that it was quite spammy. I didn't like seeing sales graphics in my feed, I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not running my business that way. And for me as well, I didn't want to be going and doing stands and parties and that kind of thing. So as I was retraining as a health coach, I was following a few business coaches on Facebook and Instagram. And all of a sudden, a couple of these business coaches that I was following in the States, they were talking about this like shampoo side hustle they had going on. I was like, what's this? And why are these 6-figure coaches got a shampoo side hustle? And I watched like a live video that a couple of them did. And I was like, right, this is serious, because if these savvy business women are doing this, there's something in it. And that's what pricked my ears up to it. And then I thought, okay, what's the product? And I found out it was hair care, and I was like, yes, my hair is awful. I really need good stuff. My hair was so like straw. It was awful. So I thought, actually, I need this stuff. I have an interest in this. And I just really kind of trusted their kind of savvy business knowledge. I thought, right, this is for me. So that's kind of how I got into it. And I inquired, I asked a few questions. They said, we're not in the UK yet. And I was like, no way. And they said, hold on, we've got our leadership event next week, and they're going to be announcing the next country. We think they're going to be announcing the next country that we're launching in. And they said to me a week later, they said, we're launching in the UK next week. And I was like, that's it, it's meant to be. And I signed on day one. So yeah, we launched, like you said, on the 1st of May. So I was aggressively team building. I wanted to try and build my team as quick as I could. And then, yeah, I just hit Market Mentor. I became a founder last month.
Yes, it's very exciting when you actually bring up the point that most people, I would say the majority of people in this company were not looking for the shampoo business. No. The majority of them were not, just like Adele said. So, and then the fact that you fell into it, that the timing was like a week, like that really seems like, it really is magical. And it just happens to a lot of us where you just happen to run into the timing, seems like it works for people, and it's amazing. So yes, congratulations on that. So I was going to ask you about that, because people that are watching, they probably don't know what that means. It's a different language. So what does that mean to be a founder person, and what are the financial benefits of being a founder? We're one of a handful of founders in the UK right now, and there will be many more to come too. So that's exciting.
It is, yeah. It's kind of crazy, the opportunity that is still on the table for people in the UK. You know, the people who joined the business initially in the first year in the US, they got the opportunity to be a founder. And basically, when you hit the rank of Market Mentor, which is just about halfway up, just over halfway up the compensation plan, then you get shares in the company. So you get, for the UK, you get a percentage or a share of the UK and Europe commissionable revenue. So
yes,
every
1%.
quarter, yes, 1%. So you get.
Doesn't sound like much, Holly.
It doesn't. It might not, but my gosh, I was mind blown when I found out.
Yeah, and I will actually add on behalf of the North Americans that the founder share that's in the US and Canada is every quarter. And that is a part of a pool as well. And on average, I believe it's floating around 6,000 US per quarter. And that does not include commissions or other bonuses and stuff like that. So yours is not just the United Kingdom, it is for Europe.
That's it. We are just starting. Like, we are one tiny island in UK and Europe, and we're going to be expanding there.
You are tiny. It's true.
Like, it's huge. It's just absolutely huge where this is going to go. And it's something that will just like, it keeps growing.
But your tiny island has 65 million people. Canada has 35 million, and the United States has 350 million population. And you can just imagine each country going in as they start launching into Europe, how phenomenal that's going to be. So congratulations to all of you who will hit Market Mentor. It's very exciting. So I wanted to ask you about your hair, like back to basics of the hair care. Your hair, I am a color specialist, so you clearly have been blonde for a while.
Yes.
What has your hair been like before, and what have you found since using the products?
So my hair felt like a hay bale. It felt like actual straw that horses eat. It was
and what products
yellowy.
Have you been using in your hay-like history?
What had I been using?
Yeah.
Just like nothing. I tried quite a lot of different things, and I never stuck with one thing. So I tried, like, am I allowed to say brands?
Sure, throw it out there.
I'd used things like Tresemme, Aussie, herbal essences. Those three I kind of went between.
Okay.
And Elvive, Pantene Elvive. So
you should have drugstore. You're a drugstore girl.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Did you ever use professional grade products, quote, professional grade products from salons?
I hadn't. No, I hadn't. I just used literally those were the like sort of four that I had tried between, other than like oils and stuff like that.
Okay.
But you know what? I just thought I had rubbish hair, and I didn't even, like, this is the thing. I wasn't looking for a shampoo business, because I just thought, I've got rubbish hair. Didn't really even care or think about what I put on my hair. Just thought, I've got rubbish hair. And so I thought, yeah, I definitely need help with my hair. So I was looking forward to trying it. And then, because someone said to me the other day, they were like, I don't know if I could do this business because I'm not obsessed with hair. And I was like, I wasn't, and now I am, because what it has done for me is just crazy. Like, my hair feels like, people say to me now, they're like, Holly, you've got a different head of hair. Like, I literally have. And I'm not kidding you. When I started, I have a photo actually in this jumper just when I joined Monat, and it was here.
I like that jumper. Shaker knit, bringing it back, bring the 80s back. No, your hair does look shiny. So I wanted to address that, because a lot of people who have totally bleached out hair, because I was a specialist in highlights, to have the shine that most blondes in our company have, it's on a consistent basis too. That's actually being like basically fed from the inside out kind of thing.
Yes.
And with the latest technology, we'll add too on this call, the last scientist to join in is our chief science officer. He's 9 years from L'Oreal Professional and 5 years with Revlon. So if people want to kind of question the legitimacy of this company, we have world-renowned scientists and dermatologists as well, Dr. Antonella Tosti from another hair regrowth company. So we're famous for all this kind of stuff, for making hair healthy. And so I'm glad that you were able to talk about your hair, because it does look nice. And, you know, a lot of people, some people just want to buy the products. But some people, so people want to try the products, that's cool. And I know that Adele brought up the 30-day guarantee, which was awesome, which is true. It just has another testament to the integrity of the company when they have an empty bottle guarantee, no questions asked guarantee. I mean, it's just mind-blowing, right? Is there anything else you want to say to a skeptical person, or address a typical objection that you get in the land of the United Kingdom?
Yeah, so the skeptical person, I would say I was you, because I was a skeptical person. And I would also say, be open to have, if you've got something in your life that you want to change, a situation, be it that you want to get out of your corporate job, or you just want something more fun, or you want to be able to spend more time with your children, don't let your BS excuses get in the way of doing what you want to do. So if you're thinking, I want to do this, but, you know, if your excuses are time, money, or other people's opinions, they're all BS, because loads of people have had no money when they've started this business. Everyone can find like £200 or $200. Our top income earner in the company had to get a payday loan to get her $299 product pack. And she has, I will add, she has just joined the $5 million commission club in the company when she came from broke, basically. Kind of worth getting the $299 payday loan. So don't give me money, as your excuse. Don't give me time. We're all busy. Everyone's busy. You're not the only person that's busy. So don't tell yourself that you're too busy to do something if you actually want it. And also, if it's other people's opinions, they ain't paying your bills. Yeah. So. And I really like how you are using this thing, right, that most people have. You are quite the ninja on social media. This is a skill that people can learn. Doesn't come natural, does it, Holly? You have to learn too, like everybody else, right? I've never done anything. I never even heard of attraction marketing. But you're Instagram, right? You're finding leads from Instagram. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah. Right? And I've never ever done anything like it 9 months ago. Like literally. Okay. I love your passion, Holly. Very passionate. How do you address the people that go, but I've read some negative stuff online? What is,
you know, that
I'm like,
objection. What
yeah.
would you say to people who go, yeah, I've heard of some things about that company? What would you say to people like that?
I'd be like, yeah, me too. But like 800,000 people, 800,000 customers are more than happy and don't have their hair falling out. Make your own mind up about it. Is my hair falling out? No.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if all the sort of misinformation and sort of hyped media, which, as we know, likes to create hype and sell their TV shows, if that was true, we'd all be bald. I mean, literally.
Exactly.
People think my hair is extensions. Like, I just woke up over here in Vancouver, but it's crazy, our hair, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Holly. I love your energy. You are awesome. And actually, all of you are awesome, actually. It's just, you're very peppy right now. Plus, I love your sweater. Sidebar. Just bring the shaker knits back because you're warm and fuzzy during this winter season. Okay, thank you, Holly. And so I'm going to actually introduce you to Hillary. She's our last speaker, and she's going to close out the call. Oh, hello. Undo you. Thank you so much, Holly. Hillary? Welcome to the Monat Hair Sessions. Would you like to share your story, please?
Yes, no problem. I must apologise. I've just come in. It's in typical, true British fashion. It's raining outside, so
you're a little waterlogged. That's okay. It's all good.
Yeah, so I'm looking a bit dishevelled.
Your hair's still shiny.
It is still shiny, actually, and a lot better than it was, I can tell you. But yeah, no, my name's Hillary, and what can I tell you about me? Well, I've been in network marketing, direct sales since 2006, predominantly along with my husband, actually. We've generally worked together in companies, although we do not work together in this company. So that's a sort of slight difference. But yeah, no, I found out about the direct sales industry, network marketing, through my husband, Pete, who was at the time reading quite a lot of personal development, and he still does, and read a book about multiple streams of income, and was quite intrigued by the whole industry, but had sort of discarded it really and said, oh, you know, it's one of those American things. Why would you want to do that? But the more we sort of looked into it, the more he looked into it, the more it sort of made complete sense. The industry itself just is like a no-brainer. Why wouldn't anybody and everybody want to do it? So yeah, fast forward 13 years, is it? Yeah, almost 13 years.
You've been doing network marketing for 13 years?
Yeah.
And what did you do before?
So we've been in a couple of companies, and I think both of those experiences led me to want to be with Monat, to be honest. The first company that we were with was a company called Agile, and they lovely company. They nutritional supplements in a gel-based format, and the culture of the company was really, really nice. The founders and the corporate team were lovely. They were so supportive, and our time with them sort of really blew me away in terms of how they look after people in the field. You know, sort of being able to go from never having done network marketing before to sitting on a beach in Hawaii with Eric Worre and Randy Gage and a few other sort of industry legends, because they were all in the same company as us, was unbelievable. You know, we were sort of in Hawaii and in Grand Wailea, and being treated to and sort of congratulated, and you know, they were so sort of appreciative of everything that you did, and it was sort of a bit of a, I don't know, it was shocking really, because we was, you know, I was used to being in sort of corporate world where you don't really get that, do you? You sort of never get a pat on the back. You always sort of get, well, thanks very much, but if you could work harder, because we need higher productivity, which means you work more for the same money, and nobody says thank you, is what you're used to, and that's what we're all conditioned to, isn't it? You know, that's what you get when you get a job. And so that company was lovely. What wasn't great about the company is they didn't have, and the system that they followed wasn't particularly great from a customer focused perspective. And what I learned from that is that if you haven't got a great customer focus and a great customer base, you haven't got a business. So you always need to have that foundation of customers Otherwise, you are continually biz-opping people, and you bring people in, and then it drops, and then you rebuild it, and then it drops, and then you rebuild it, and then it drops, and it's exhausting because if you haven't got the baseline customers, then you've got nothing to build on. So that then led us to another company, which is a weight loss company, which was much more customer centric, customer focused, and great product. Love the product. I still like taking the product now. It's really great. It's a shake, and I love it. But the culture of the company was horrible, and the founders and some of the top leaders just very dictatorial. I can remember being on conference calls with my husband being screamed at and shouted at and
brutal.
Sworn at, and so it was just not a very nice culture at all. And that just became, when it stops being fun, then you don't want to do it.
But I think you bring up a very good point when it comes to the multi-level marketing or direct sale companies that are on the market today. There's thousands of them. But when you actually talk about culture, that culture is king for sure.
Culture is everything. It really is, because if you're having fun, people join this industry. What I've learned is that people join this industry for many reasons. The biggest one is obviously financial, but not everybody will do what it takes to make that financial difference in their lives. But what a lot of people will do is they will stay in the business and just, do a little bit because they like being in the business, and they like being part of something. For some people, it's it could almost be a bit like family, and it can be fun, and it can be the thing that takes them away from all the other things that are going on in their lives. So people, they join generally for financial reasons, but sometimes what happens is they stay because of the culture.
Yeah, I think one of the best analogies I've ever heard, it was from Ray Higdon, and it was about the gym membership. A lot of people join a gym. Yeah. Some people actually want to be triathlete, and they go every day hardcore. And then you have the other people that just kind of come in once a week or once a month. And then you have the other people that just come in and just get on the walking machine for about 5 minutes, and then they go have a big, thick, heavy peanut butter smoothie.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about this particular gym is that there's no monthly fee, right? So you have these monthly fees at gyms and stuff. This hair shampoo company has 0 monthly minimums and no forced purchases on customers, and also an incredible community of culture and love and gratitude, like you said.
Yeah.
I think you hit a really strong point in terms of because I've been in multiple companies as well. So if you just really compare apples and oranges, when people say this company is different, you really do bring up great points in your experience of how different this company is.
Yeah, and that's a lot of it is a really big key thing for me. And it was at the second company that we met, Roz Simmons, who is the MD of UK, and she became a great friend of ours. And
I also like to add about Roz Simmons that she is formerly of Virgin Cosmetics and has stayed on the islands for 3 years. So the leadership in the UK, I'm a huge fan of you guys. You're so. We're all blessed to have her and Natalie, but it's quite the clue when you have people that come from one of the top companies in the world.
Well, I think what people don't really understand is that Roz and her team are really, really sought after as well. So, there are companies that would absolutely walk over hot coals to get Roz.
It's so true. And I've met her a few times, and there's a consistent thing that they are real, human, genuine, high integrity individuals. It's hard for people to believe, Hillary, that this unicorn company actually does exist.
Well, and also I think, some people don't realize, having been in the industry before, in previous companies, they actually don't realize how much support that we get, particularly from Roz, Natalie, and all the guys at corporate. And it is quite phenomenal. So we are really, really lucky. So when Roz left the previous company, for me, I wanted to know what she was doing, and that's when I decided that I was going to work with her, didn't actually know what it was when she had been approached by Monat, because she was under such a strict NDA that I wasn't allowed to know what it was, myself and Andrew.
That's a non-disclosure agreement is what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely. So it wasn't actually allowed to know what it was. So it was just, initially it was a bit of like blind faith, because
That's amazing.
I know her criteria and I know what she will and won't do.
What is her
And so
criteria? What is her criteria then?
Well, she, as you know from the fact she was in Virgin, she's very high on her sort of product criteria and ingredients, and what she likes really nice products. Her background has always been sort of skincare, high-end skincare, and she's very, very knowledgeable on it.
I know she did product development as well at one point.
Yeah, absolutely. So she's done a lot of product development, and so what she doesn't know is probably not worth knowing. And so I knew that whatever the product would be, it would be highly consumable, and it would be, a really good product, a really high grade product that works. And so that, what I've learned over the years in looking at different businesses is that actually you need to have something that's got a highly consumable product that people want to buy month in, month out, or buy monthly, or, that you've got a regular replacement. And, when I found out ultimately, like Holly, that it was Monat, I, like her, joined on the 13th of February, because to me it was a bit of a no-brainer. The fact that the company had done what it had done in its 3 years of existence, and that it was a product, a high-end product that was in an emerging trend, but it was also, like I say, highly consumable. Those are a few of my sort of like key tick boxes, and equally so, unlike the shake, which was a weight loss product, you are sort of, all we're doing is, people wash their hair every day, not every day, people wash their hair anyway. So we're not asking them to do anything different.
Generally, there are some oddballs.
Yeah, there are some odd people out there that don't. But and I did actually meet one of those recently, actually. But that's
I've met a few of them.
That's for another time.
But actually, you brought up a really good point about the buying of the products, because some people think, yeah, you got to force products every month. But our products are so highly concentrated that, and we have no forced purchases. We have the flex ship. So people, to qualify for a VIP, you can buy it retail, but to qualify, just do it like normally do, or you can join the VIP club. And one of the requirements is to have 3 purchases, but in your lifetime. So you can choose what you want, when you want, and you can literally keep pushing the data till you die. Like, have you ever had a company like that? I'm just curious.
No, not at all. Because
network marketing.
Previous company was AutoShip, which is a different thing.
Yeah.
FlexShip is exactly what it is. It's flexible, and you can have it when you want it.
Okay.
So
the other question I wanted to ask you, a knowledgeable one of previous network marketing companies of 13 years, what is your response to the pyramid marketing and bad press thing that some people are Googling, and they Google, mind you Google anything online and you'll find negative press about anything, but what is your sort of response to people that want to say, but it's a pyramid, right? Just like
well, I sort of have a couple of responses. Usually one of them is that I laugh. Because it always makes me laugh when people say that, because it's the most ridiculous thing. If they actually understood what they were saying, they'd realize how ridiculous it is. Like Adele said earlier, every business is the shape of a pyramid.
Church, governments,
local government, councils, you name it, it's all that shape. And then, so then I sort of say to people, let me just give you a scenario. Let's look at where you work. Okay, so you work for a corporate. And what do you do? Okay, I'm an accounts clerk or something. Okay, answer me this. Can you earn more money than the chairman at the top or the CEO at the top? No, you can't, can you? That's a pyramid. Whereas this, you can earn more money than the person at the top, and then, you only have to take like Julie Stevens' story. She's not the person at the top.
I think people also kind of also add that element of like, but you got to get a whole bunch of team members. You've got to be wrangling people, and you have to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah. And people, they just, I think a lot of it is born from ignorance, isn't it? And they just don't understand. My other response is people go, you know, is it probably not, is it a pyramid? But they go, is it network marketing or is it multi-level marketing?
Yep.
And my response then is, yeah, it absolutely is. And it is the most amazing business. Let me tell you about it.
Nice. I love that.
Because sometimes I think you get that sort of reaction from people and the minute your stomach sort of goes to the,
well, because they're trying to slander you in some way, but I think it's a really good point. I actually traveled the US and Canada last year for 81 days with this company on my own, kind of just introducing it to people. And I ran into a few university students that actually said that network marketing is a subject in the schools today.
Yeah.
In their textbooks, right?
Yeah.
It is using this today is why network marketing is so powerful. And I would think of 13 years of network marketing yourself, you probably used a fax machine.
I did. That is
Like,
just so
nobody
bad,
knows how
it?
quick, and this thing has more technology than the first spaceship to the moon.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people on this call are using this and much more efficient with their time and actually connected globally more than they could ever be imagined global with unlimited prospects and customer base, etc. I really love your experience and knowledge because you really do come from the land of the fax machine, which I have too. So don't judge me.
The fax machine and cold calling as well.
Well, cold calling I still do cold calling, but I kind of enjoy the challenge. I'm kind of one of the crazies, but
I honestly I don't mind. I mean, I am a bit sort of like old school. I'm very much a face-to-face person. So like I'm in my house, I'm known as the techno twit because
so you're not using social media.
Yeah, I do use social media to find people. But once I've sort of, and this, once I sort of found the right person and I've sort of connected with them on Facebook, then as quickly as I can, I want to take it offline and talk to them. Sort of.
You mean like a human?
Yeah, like a human.
Okay. Is there any other thing that you would like to add? And like I think you've got to add what you found in the company and what you would say to an actual skeptical person, or anything you'd like to close this call with?
I think with skeptical people, I'm of a very, my opinion is in terms of what we're saying, I've got this thing about you can never say the right thing to the wrong person and you can never say the wrong thing to the right person. And, if you think about sort of Jim Rohn and his trainings, what we lack in skill set, we have to make up in numbers. So everything is, it is a numbers game and speaking to people. And you are always going to come across skeptical people. And with skeptical people who are very close-minded to the whole sort of like industry, it's not like I don't want to waste my time trying to convince them. But what I really want to say to them, and this is what's so lovely about this company and certainly for social media, say, do you know what? I absolutely hear what you're saying. And this might not be right for you right now, but you definitely wash your hair and you definitely need to try these products. So I'd love you to try them. I'd love you to be part of my VIP customer group and have the best hair days that you can have. And I think with skeptical people, the best thing you can do if they're absolutely closed-minded to anything like that is you need to be able to encourage them to become one of your VIP customers, because at some point,
or retail,
they may, or retail, they may or may not become a market partner. But it's always, I think we always get emotionally attached to the answer, don't we? We're emotionally attached to them saying, yes, I want to join your business. Yeah. Whereas if you're speaking to enough people on a regular basis, on a daily basis, and you're consistent with it, and you've always got that funnel full of people to speak to, then you shouldn't worry about somebody
it is a sales process.
Skeptical.
We are salespeople. This is a sales process. So in any sales process, there's a period of exposures, and the average sale is between 4 to 7 exposures, something like that. So you have to just keep building relationships with people. That's the fun part of this business. I know I've been watching Adele with her yoga. It's like really fun. I love watching her because it helps me actually. But on the sidebar, when you're building relationships through just meeting new people, that's what you mean by the funnel, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I do. And I mean, if you've got somebody that's skeptical, if you are ballsy enough, you can, and I have done this, I can say to you, look, are you saying that because you're scared and you're worried about something new or something different, or are you saying that because you really, really don't want to earn any extra money? And then they're like,
That kind of works.
Yeah. So,
That's,
but I am still a firm believer of, it's about speaking to people. We're not in the convincing game. I haven't got time to convince somebody if they're skeptical, but I know that they wash their hair. And so actually, if they're skeptical, I'd rather say to them, that's absolutely not a problem, but I'd love you to try the products. Can I put you in my VIP customer group? Yep. Where there's loads of useful information. I do lots of giveaways. It's really sort of
actually, yes, that's a really good
benefit.
Point because the VIP club or the VIP group that you have, it relates to customer service. Whereas most people buy stuff retail off the shelf, they don't get that TLC to be a customer from an actual product company. But you're actually really caring because you're treating them like a VIP, as you should.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's one of the best ways that you're maintaining your customers.
Yeah, and social media and Facebook groups are really great for that. Yeah. So, you can you're sort of in a win-win. If somebody says no to you, I think it's always great to go in at that top level, the business level. If they say no to you, you come down to, well, I know you're going to love these products, so I'd love, with your permission, to put you in my VIP customer group. Loads of useful information in there. I do some giveaways. I do this. I do that. I think you'd get lots of benefit from it. Can I add you to the group?
Do you put them in before they're VIPs, or do they need to be VIPs?
Yeah. No, totally put them in. I just call it my VIP customer group, and anybody. So if they are a VIP already or a retail customer, or if they're not, I still put them in there.
Okay. Is there anything else I wanted to ask you? I just love your perspective because you've been doing this for a while in network marketing in other companies, so it's really good to get your feedback. But yeah, if there's anything else you want to add.
I don't think there's anything that I want to add. Just that, in my experience, having been in the industry for the 13 years that I've been in it, this is the best opportunity that's out there. And you're not asking somebody to buy something they're not already buying. You're just asking them to transfer their buying to something that's better, that's going to last longer, and is actually going to make a difference to your hair.
Yeah, it's common. So, the only time I'll actually disqualify somebody is if they're absolutely rude, if they're not a nice human. But any other person, I like your idea of actually just adding them to the VIP so that he can find information and join the party, basically.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Hillary, and the rest of you for sharing this. Let me see what I can do here. For sharing your information and stuff like that. There's other people had to jump off the call, but I just wanted to thank you guys. Adele, thank you so much for jumping on as well, because you're awesome for sharing your perspective as well, and Rosina as well. So I hope this helps somebody. We have an honor system in the company, which is please go back to the person who sent you to this video, and hopefully this has helped you at least be a little bit more open to the products or the opportunity. Okay, so thank you guys so much, and I will post this up soon.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. Bye.